At this point, we now have the first video of a series of videos pertaining to the special assignments that you will find on your calendar, in the forums, and in your syllabus. These special assignments take the place of the normal discussion question assignments that most of the forums ask you to do. You need to check out your syllabus and your calendar to locate when these particular special assignments are due, and you need to pull out the document from assignments on Sakai, the one about presentations, in particular for this one and this one, in order to know what to do. So please make sure that you observe on your calendar, on your syllabus, when these are due and what exactly you will be doing, understanding again that this takes the place of the discussion questions that have been, up to this point, have been your forum assignments. Please also be aware that you still are responsible for submitting these on time on the forums directly in print, and then still again for your attendance, going to one other student's submission on that forum and making an appropriate response to what that person says in order to generate some conversation, hopefully, with that other student. Okay, so there are 3 videos altogether to describe these. In this video, I'm going to be describing the character presentations that pertain to Aeschylus and Sophocles. A later video will talk about the Medea point of view pertaining to Euripides, and then a much later video will talk about the video of choice that concludes the course. Okay, so the character presentations. Again, the document that describes this is under assignments on Sakai and also on the forum and on the calendar. This pertains, as we say, to the plays of Aeschylus and Sophocles. And remember that in your Harris Placer textbook, oddly, you're actually introduced to Euripides first in chapter 14, and then to Aeschylus in chapter 15, and then to Sophocles in chapter 16. So these character presentations pertain to the forums related to chapters 15 and 16. What you're asked to do is to select a specific character from the plays that you're reading of Aeschylus and Sophocles. You're going to do this twice. One character for Aeschylus, one character for Sophocles, any of the plays that you want to do. Look up some background information about that character. You can use your Apollodorus textbook, you can use other sources online, the Perseus database, whatever you would like to, and find out the full story that we have about that particular character, besides what is being described in the play of either Aeschylus or Sophocles. So for instance, if you choose Agamemnon in Aeschylus, you need to research what else do we know about Agamemnon, like for instance his depiction in Homer's Iliad, besides the depiction of Agamemnon in the play called Agamemnon by Aeschylus. Any other references to him in ancient Greek works. And then you describe how is this same character presented in the play of Aeschylus or Sophocles. Take note of anything unusual about the way that the playwright presents the character. Is there anything about the story that gets distorted? Is there something that's highlighted? Do we have some specific impression about this character, whether he's tragic or whether he's or she is especially hubristic or very sympathetic or a very good communicator or not such a good communicator? Is there a tragic flaw that brings that character down, or some other role that the character has in contributing to the tragedy that finally happens? That's the type of thing. And is there any departure from the original mythic story in that presentation, depiction of the character in that way? So that's what you're going to be doing for chapter 15 for Aeschylus, and then again for chapter 16 for Sophocles. So remember to do 2 presentations. Remember again, get them in on time in each of the forums, direct print as always. One for Aeschylus, one for Sophocles, chapters 15 and 16, and then do your student response to somebody else's character presentation, one for the Aeschylus and one for the Sophocles. Okay, so those are the character presentations for Aeschylus and Sophocles. The next video in this series will come back to Euripides, and we'll discuss the point of view that you'll be writing about the character of Medea, taken from her play called Medea, her acts of murder against her children. What is your point of view about that? What do you think her point of view might have been about that? And Euripides' point of view, and the Greeks' point of view about that as well. Okay, so there's your character presentation video, and we'll see you in the subsequent video in this series on Medea.